Hello, beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing podcast. This is episode 407. 407 days non-stop blogging and podcasting. It feels amazing, and I'm glad that on top of my daily ramblings and updates, there are actually people that like to read, listen, and watch those episodes, because doing them for the sake of doing them, even for my own accountability, it's fine, but I think it's more encouraging when you have people out there that listen to it and sometimes provide some feedback. So thank you very much for being here with me and tuning in to those episodes. Following the new format, this is the first segment of today. It's 11:56, so almost noon. It's a gloomy day in Ireland, especially in County Donegal. At the moment, I just left our house after some, morning chores. I did a little bit of regular stuff, helped my wife and my son to get to their, I would say, their own tasks, so I could release my own time. We all need that me time, and this is one of those things that I started implementing not so consciously, I would say. Well, it was conscious, obviously, to get out and be with just myself and to get that mental rest, I would say. But unconsciously, I did that a form of habit, to be honest, because it's ongoing for a good couple of days. And if you look in the YouTube channel and go to the episode, you will see that many of them just recently have the thumbnail starting from me being in a car. So that only tells you how often I record in the car recently. And the reason is basically because I drive a lot of times, pretty much every single day, somewhere to spend time with just my own brain, because I found it refreshing. I feel much better. I also sleep better. Not only we do our walks as a family, or myself and my wife every day, but also, those additional getaways to the forests and sometimes at the ocean shore, they help a lot. They give me that boost of fresh air, being able to just talk to myself. Well, I don't talk to myself too much, but even non-verbally, I would say, in a non-audible manner, just being with yourself is a very powerful thing in terms of mental health. So this is the first segment. We just carved 2 of 3 pumpkins that we bought with Julian a couple of days ago. Well, we only emptied them of the, I would say, guts. They are not carved yet, but rest assured, I will be posting our results however they will go. If they will be fail, then you'll see it as well. For now, I'll drop off because it's already 5-minute segment. It's a nice segment. I don't want to go too long because not only it gets boring, when I just look for topics to talk about, but also then it's very hard to fit within 30 minutes limit that Spotify video allows me to do. So for now, I'll cut this short and I'll be back technically in a couple of seconds. As promised, I'm back. Decided to do a couple of more minutes to give you the context of carving, because I just realized that while obviously the people in general in Europe, especially on British Isles or in Ireland or in the US in fact, or maybe Australia, when I say carving pumpkins, it's quite obvious. We know it's Halloween time. But there are countries that don't really celebrate Halloween. And even we don't really celebrate it within those countries that have it as a part of the normal calendar. Some of the people do, some of the people don't. But I realize that there are people that don't actually... There are probably people that don't even know what Halloween is. So just to give the context for those listeners that might be listening to me today and kind of wondering why was I carving pumpkin with my son in the morning on Monday. By the way, it's Monday in Ireland, but it's bank holiday, so there's no big reason for that. It's just a free holiday, kind of free off work day for everyone. So it's like Sunday basically. Tomorrow is 31st of October, and 31st of October is associated with Halloween. Halloween, I won't give you the history lesson because I'm quite bad in terms of the history of Halloween. I will only say it's just kind of a variation of the Day of the Dead in Mexico and I think a couple of other Latin American countries. Similar, not exactly the same, because it's more about celebrating the dead. Halloween was sort of that, I believe, in kind of pagan times, but also turned into more of a commercial celebration more than anything else. And while we don't particularly take part in Halloween within that celebratory vibe, but because Julian likes scary stuff and all those scary decorations and certain parts of what you do during or before that day, decorating house, carving pumpkins, this is what we did. So last year we walked around trick-or-treating, basically collecting sweets from different homes, as the tradition goes, and many kids did. But it wasn't anymore the same vibe as it was when Julian was really little, going with friends around our estate back in Kilcock. You know, he's growing up. Halloween doesn't matter that much anymore, but he still wants to have a touch of it. So we emptied 2 of 3 pumpkins. We bought giant pumpkin and 2 kind of big ones, but a little bit smaller. We emptied both of those. There is still the big one left to empty, which we'll do later during the day. And we will carve some funny, scary faces on them, probably. So expect some updates soon. Beside that, I am going to INI to check, because yesterday I was able to find Liberty Caps, which are psychoactive mushrooms. They can be hallucinogenic, but many people use them in a form of microdosing to increase focus, calm themselves, and get rid of anxiety and many other conditions that can be addressed medically with drugs, but drugs are very often not only expensive and addictive, or addicting, I don't know how should I say that. Probably they are addictive and addicting. Basically, you can get very much dependent on them, and it's very hard to get off them, and they are not very beneficial outside of just suppressing some of the receptors in our brains. But in reality, you're not getting rid of the problem. You're not calming down. It's just like pretty much like alcohol that numbs you to not feel anxiety that much, but it comes back with the full strength once the drug runs out. Mushrooms and natural remedies are slightly different. Slightly. A lot different. First, they are natural, so they are not chemically created in the lab, and they are not foreign to our bodies as much as the plants or mushrooms. On top of that, psilocybin and psilocin that is in those mushrooms is a natural compound that is very hard to overdose, and even if you overdose, you won't die of it. Albeit, if you get to a state where you might do something stupid, that might be the consequence of it, but it's not a toxin per se, so it can't really kill you or damage you in a physical way. So it's potent. So you still need to respect that mushrooms and take the relevant dose according to your body mass and how you feel after that. So you need to do trial and error with the very small doses first, see how you feel, then try another dose. But they are very important to know that these things exist and they are in nature. Most of the northern hemisphere has those, and you can collect them pretty much on pastures at certain time of year, pretty much everywhere, from US through across Atlantic to Norway and Scandinavia, down to probably Mediterranean countries as well. But I think there are other types equivalent to psilocybe semilanceata. There's another species that is pretty much like a brother to it. It is very potent, but it just prefers those areas and those climates over lanceata, semilanceata. So I am just approaching Ini, and I'll be getting there in a second, and we'll see if I can find something. I found them with the torch yesterday, the headlamp, 3 specimens. I dried them up, and I made sure that the people in the Mycological Society and our groups confirm that this is the one. I'm pumped because this is the first time I actually collected them myself in the wild. So now I'm going to check if there's more. For now, I'll drop and wait for another segment, which will be in theory in a second or two, but technically, or actually in reality, I will be recording it later on. Not sure how well you can hear me versus the actual river, but it's bloody magical here. I didn't find much, only one amethyst deceiver, which is edible, but it doesn't have any special nutritional value, I'd say, or taste. In fact, it's very much just a bit of fungi. So it's a nice addition to mixes of mushrooms, or if you want to use it as a decoration, I would say, like flowers to the dishes, you can do that with amethyst deceiver because of its beautiful color. But other than that, nothing to be super happy about, although I like finding them. I am now in the area that was cut, so I might show you another bunch of honey fungus, because I remember I found some here. Oh yeah, here they are. They're actually bigger now than they were a couple of days ago, which is what I would expect. Here they are. Quite a big ones. I'm not taking them. I'm heading towards one place that I want to check if chanterelles, the very late chanterelles, appeared there a couple of days ago. So I hope to find a little bit more of them, but you never know. And then I'll go back straight away and try to get Liberty Caps. So I'll be back soon. Yep, quick update, about a minute or two. So I crossed quite a long I would say segment of the river. Didn't find much of use except of those honey fungus, which are plenty at this stage, but I'm not collecting them because I have enough at home from yesterday. I actually sliced it for frying and they are ready at home to be consumed, so I wanted to find something else to add to the mix to make it tastier, and found a couple of late chanterelles. As I said, it's very nice because they have that kind of fruity apricot smell, and their flavor is great, so they always are welcome to the mix. And yeah, a bit disappointed because I was expecting much more species, although I saw a couple of them that I'm sure I don't know, and I will identify them at home, but for now nothing extraordinary. So I'll keep going and see if I can find something interesting, especially that my main dish of the day is to find Liberty Caps. Stay tuned. So here we are. As you can see, there's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 specimens that I was able to find. I'm not sure about 2, 3, maybe 4 of them. 2 definitely are not, especially those on the right hand side. I don't think they might be there, but I can't be fully sure. I need to confirm with other guys, experts in the field, to make sure that, you know, I adjust my view on them, because they, as you can see, even on those, they vary a lot. They, well, for amateur eye, they are all the same probably. For those of you that are more detailed, you can see that pretty much none of them is the same, and some of them have similar features, but you know, once they dry up, they change even more, so it's very important to identify them correctly. And so that was quite a fruitful visit in the forest. despite the fact that from the edible side of things, I only found a couple of chanterelles, and most of them, the other ones were honey fungus, which I collected enough yesterday. On the way back, actually, with those Liberty Caps, I came across another couple of chanterelles and wood hedgehog, which is my favorite mushroom. So I'm pretty happy. It's a nice end of that foraging trip, and I'm now going back home because obviously I was away for quite a while. My family needs the car as well. Well, we will be going together, but obviously they are grounded until I come back. We are likely to visit some beach and have a nice walk, and then do the dinner. Probably I'll prepare salmon on skin, like the pieces they call them. I don't recall the name. I can't remember the name now, but there's a common name for them. Basically, you take a fillet of salmon, half of a salmon, and then slice them with the skin. And we have a couple of them. I'll marinate them in honey, lemon, and some other stuff. Then just basically fry them on the pan, on skin first, and then turn around. And for that, as an additional part, I would say, of the dish, there will be lentils with onion and turmeric, kind of Indian, I would say, cuisine driven side. So yeah, that's probably it for the day. I don't think I will be recording any more segments. If I'll do, I'll stitch them before I upload, but without any promises. I want to go back home, spend some time with family on that bank holiday Monday, which is rare and nice to have at the moment. So we'll be carving pumpkins with Julian, and the results of that will likely land in tomorrow's episode. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day, or rest of the day, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. As always, I appreciate your time spending on my ramblings, and stay tuned and see you tomorrow.